What's up, you guys? It's your boy back again for another video. You guys know the drill. Like, subscribe, tell a friend, tell an enemy. We got a ton of work to do, so let's get right to it. Okay, on the agenda today is to get this steering wrapped up, and also I got to get the brakes fixed. So I noticed it when I got the last time, like last week when I fixed this truck, I had to go hook up a trailer to it, and on these trucks, a lot of these trucks, they have what's called a hydroboost system, and that's the steering and the brakes are one unit, and you can feel when you're getting low on the fluid because your brakes start acting funny or your steering starts acting funny. But you also can tell when one or the other unit is not working correctly because they'll have an effect on each other. And a common thing is you're not able to steer and brake at the same time. And that's happening to me. When I bought this truck, I put a new hydroboost on it. I think I got it off Rock Auto. It was probably one of the cheapest ones on there. And it's lasted 20,000 miles. And when I redid the steering, it's been a little funky for a little while now, but I wasn't driving this truck that much, so I really didn't care. But when I got everything back together and went to go drive it, it was really hard to turn and brake at the same time. I had to like do one or the other in quick succession, which is fine, except for when you're working in really tight spaces and you're trying to do like a U-turn. I almost ran into a couple times. It was a pretty close call, but so I went ahead and I just bought a new hydroboost unit. We're gonna throw that on. I got to get the rest of the front end put on. Like I said, here is the drag link laying here, ready to go on. I did do a little bit of work already off camera. I got the steering box put on, the new ones put on. I got the lines put back on, and I did put the pitman arm on. The only reason I did it off camera is because I just did it not too long ago, and there's a whole video I did. It shows it pretty step by step. If you haven't seen that video, why not? Go click over on my channel, watch it. If you have seen that video, thank you guys for watching. You guys are awesome. If you know anybody who needs information or like a step-by-step on how to do that, send them to my channel. It'll help. There's a lot of trucks that use this kind of steering. It's universal, so the information's universal. Send them. But yeah, I'm skipping that this time. Sorry, my bad. All right, where we left off yesterday was this drag link. Had to get it on. Is that fresh oil? That steering box is leaking, I swear. Anyway, gotta get this drag link on. Like I said a few minutes ago, got the steering box on, got the pitman arm on. We know this pitman arm now is a different geometry. The stock one goes in through the top, this one will go through the bottom, so this will give it that 6 inches it needs. I believe that this panhard arm needs to be level with this. I don't think it's going to be so far off it's going to cause any steering problems, but we'll find out. Now, I also don't know exactly how this is supposed to go on here. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Alright. I don't know exactly how this is supposed to go on here because it's oddly shaped. it's obviously going to have an effect on it. We'll find out. I don't know if you can see that, but it bends here and bends again. It's got two different bends. I think that it goes this way, and then this bend compensates for this, and then this bend is supposed to flatten it out and give it a flat curve. That would be my guess. So it's flat coming off, bends around to avoid this during steering, and then goes in there. That's what I think. So that's what I'm going with. Also, if you're ever driving your car or your truck and your steering wheel's not straight, this is how you adjust it. This is how you get it back straight. I'm gonna say that's, oh wait. See, that's not looking right at all to me. This would be more stock style, but now we're hitting here. That something's not adding up here. Alright, so I got a ratchet strap hooked to my steering wheel. It's got a weight holding it down. Steering wheel is at center. So that's how I'm keeping that centered. But this wheel is slightly turned. I can't really see it on camera, but you can see it in person pretty good. Slightly turned, so that means that the drag link is not centered. And this pitman arm is, to me, the pitman arm looks like it's slightly that way. So, gonna have to do some adjusting on these and get the wheels back to center. Yeah, as you can see, all these angles are all sorts of weird. I don't know if I got that on there right. I'm gonna hop on the Google real quick and check. Alrighty, I went online and I did some looking, trying to figure out what was going on, and I figured out my problem. Problem is that this steering setup, as most aftermarkets, they take into consideration the stock, the OEM pitman arm, which mounts from the top, and that will allow the right geometry. But mine, since mine's changing and mounting from the bottom, throws the whole geometry off. So now I gotta navigate that. Alright, we have a huge problem. So I just put that in there, and I had this all set geometrically as good as I could get. I liked it. I liked the way it was. I think it was going to work out perfectly fine. I went to tighten that down, and that hole is way too big, and it just went all the way down and just kept going. It never snugged up at all. So I went to look for instructions because I thought there was some. I dug through everything. There is 0 instructions on how to install this. So I started digging around in all my stuff, trying to figure out what I could do to remedy this. And I think I've come up with a solution. This little sleeve came off of that kit, but I didn't use it. It came with a bunch of different sleeves. I didn't use this one. I used a different one in there. So it sorta kinda fits right there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a step bit. I'm gonna knurl this down a little bit and knurl that down, so this will set in there a little bit more, and this will set in there. And I think that'll do 2 things. Number 1, it'll bring that up it'll bring that up off of there a little bit. And then that 90-degree bend where it was hitting, you can see the scuff marks. Where that was hitting, that'll bring that up and allow it to go up to the top of that, no problem. And it'll also allow this to snug into that pretty good, because as it sits, it goes right there. All I need to do is get a little bit farther, and I think it'll snug hard enough to be just fine and safe. And yeah, if this sleeve's good enough for other steering components, it should be good for this. But that's where we're at. So, cheap max speeding rods review. Quality of goods. So far, excellent. The thicknesses are good. Solid ends, good. Even the ball joints are pretty tight. Right out of the package, good. Everything seems good. Fitment together, crappy. It fits too good, honestly. It just goes right in. There's no fighting at all. So, fitment, not so good. And then instructions. Not even a thing in their book, I guess. So, buy at your own risk. I'll do another review after I've ran it for a while and see if it's any good, like for the long term. I really need to get this vise mounted. Alright, here we go. Perfect. Perfect. I'm a machinist. Alright, so that'll fit in there perfectly. That'll fit down in there pretty perfectly. I think as I tighten everything and squeeze it, everything will just right where it needs to be. Hopefully that'll give that another, quarter inch or so off of there. Make the geometry better. Everything's going to plan. It is still very close, but it's not hitting. Hopefully when I tighten that, it'll draw it up a little bit. Hopefully when I tighten that, it doesn't draw it down too much, and then that will still be fine. I'm still not sure if we're doing this right, because let's see if I can get it to zoom in here. The logo is on this side. Oh, there it is. Can you see it? The logo's on the back side, so I don't know. It should be flipped or something. I don't know. I have no clue. Some dum-dum decided it's a good day to burn leaves, and it's smoking everything out now. Who could that be? Alright, I got that pressed in with a little help from my friends Oogie and Dougie. I used a smaller bolt and some washers. Got that on both sides here, and I just drove it in. So that's all the way in. Also, I was super curious about the instructions, so I actually went on their website, and the instructions were basically take out of box, install on vehicle, and that was it. So no instructions, even if they sent them. Yeah, real fun, real fun. Well, we got a little bit of another issue. I'm not sure there's enough thread showing to get started, but I'm gonna try to get this driven in. But also, when I was on the website, it doesn't describe the angle that these are supposed to be on, or whatever. But even on the website, that the sticker on that side is backwards, even on the website. So I guess that's just how they come. Working underneath a lifted truck is awesome. Working on top of a lifted truck, not so fun. I was going to invest in a topside creeper. Now I think I have to invest in a topside creeper. Anyway, time to do brake booster. The joys of warm weather recording. My phone is screaming at me because it's too warm. So I'm going to try to record what I can, but it does like to shut off and stop recording. So you may miss some stuff. But this is fairly simple. You got to take this cylinder unit off. There's a bolt here and a bolt over here, and then this unit back here is what we're changing. This has a rod that runs through the firewall, connects to the brake line or brake pedal in there with a bolt or a clippy thingy, nothing to it. So of course there's a line, can't see, but there's a line under here that runs right here and goes down to the pumps, And then there's this line that runs over to right there. And then there's this third line here. No issues. Get all them unhooked. And you should be able to unbolt the thing, take it right out. All right, and just like that, it's only two bolts, and this will come off. You just pull it free. Highly do not recommend you leave it attached to these lines and just let it dangle like I do, but you could do what I do if you want. That's on you. I got to give some credit to the hydroboost people. This is a very detailed instruction book on how to put this on. I've done it before, so I don't need it. But yeah, kudos to these guys. But it's very simple. It just goes through the firewall and bolts on with 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts. That goes to your brake pedal. Now it's almost impossible to see, but there is, whoa, there's one right there that I've taken off already. There's another one. And then there's 2 more on the other side. That's your steering column. So not in the best place, but not too hard to get to. Just like that. Out with the old, in with the new. Alright, back in the day when I put this on, I did not have to do this step, and I didn't know you had to do this step, but you got to change this out, which is in here. Whoa! It's just a retaining clip, and this should come right out. There's a bolt here and a bolt here, and I think this whole flange will come right. This whole flange will come right out, and then you should be able to just pull this out. Well, I was wrong. It won't come out, so now I guess I gotta take all these off and try to split this. Or maybe you gotta take this off and go that way. I don't know. I've never done this. Well, allegedly, that is supposed to just come right out. You push it in, like spin it, and it's supposed to come right out. Mine did not. I had to take a pry bar and pull it out. I didn't want to separate this whole thing, so I just went online and I was like, oh, it's super simple. But there's supposed to be like a groove that it goes in when it comes out, and mine doesn't have it. I did check on that one out there. That one does have it, so we should be able to install no problem. All right, there's your groove that you slide it into, and it should go right in. That was definitely a two-hand job, but I got it in and I turned it slightly so that it was out of the groove, and it should stay. All right, we are on the home stretch. We got all of that front end on. We got the brake booster on, the hydro boost. We got everything all bolted up, plumbed in. Everything looks good. I am currently putting in more ATF because we lost some just driving. Clearly, it's right there. And you lose some when you're changing all this stuff. So currently refilling, and then we will be able to bleed the lines and see if everything works. Well, now we got an even bigger problem. It won't start. Crisis averted. One of the grounds came undone during all of that. Boys, boys, boys. She is on her own 2 wheels. This is amazing. It turned out way better than I expected. I don't think we're gonna rub now, but still gotta test that. But holy cow. I just can't get over this front look. It looked mean before with these wheels, but now You can see all the suspension hanging out and all the new stuff. Dude, this looks so good. I love it. I love it. Only one thing left to do. And let's go take it for a test drive. See if we rub. But it is dangerously low on fuel because I've been trying to run that fuel out, put the sump in that's been sitting here forever. So I'm going to do that tomorrow so I can get fuel in this thing and not have to worry about it. But yeah, let's go for a test drive. This turn has always been hard for me because there's a corner there and a dumpster there. But I think with being able to go full lock now, it shouldn't be an issue. Well, that's it for me. I am running out of memory on this phone, so I need to cut this one real short. But running, driving, full lock turning with 37. Super excited about that. Able to navigate in and out of my driveway. There is still clunk in the front end and some shiftiness that I got to address. But it is on its own 2 feet. It is running and driving. Super excited about that. This was a long project. This took forever, but I'm glad it's done. Definitely would do it again. 10 out of 10. If you want your truck lifted, let me know. I'll do it for you for cheap. And now you know I can do it. I got evidence. So anyway, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching the shenanigans. Thanks for dealing with the chaos of stupid microphones and stupid cameras and all that. I appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, tell a friend, tell an enemy, make them watch it, and stay cool. It is getting hot out here. It was hot today, but stay tuned for more. There's more coming on this truck. I appreciate all you guys, but I gotta head in. Losing memory, so peace. Some idiot decided to burn leaves and is smoking out the whole place.